Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks Podcast. This is United Talks Live. We're basically going to be talking about all of the breaking news that we have, giving you news that you can use. It's been a while we did this. It's been over a week now because of, obviously, I was down with an illness, with the flu, under the weather, and I was unable to, talk properly without coughing. You might see me do some cough a little bit on the channel, but obviously I'm still recovering, but at least I'm able to give you basically news that you can use today. Basically, as we're going, I'll be following and keeping you updated on all of the Champions League games that are going on. We have some really big clashes, at least for the next hour. We have some really big clashes. Real Madrid, Manchester City at the Santiago Bernabeu. Another tough clash is Atletico Madrid versus Bayern Munich in the Women's Champions League. I might give you an update on that. Then I'll be following specifically, which will happen in the next probably around 17 minutes. The Manchester United versus Olympic Lyon, UEFA Women's Champions League. I've been following the Women's Champions League, and Man United need this win to actually not play any qualifiers or playoffs or anything whatsoever. Juventus play Pafos in the Champions League. Just give you an update on scoreline. Arsenal play Club Brugge at Club Brugge in Belgium. So I'll probably give you updates on that one. You have Borussia Dortmund playing against Bodo Glimt. And then you have Benfica, Jose Mourinho playing against Napoli. And that is Antonio Conte. So two big managers facing each other. You have Bayern Leverkusen facing Newcastle away at home. Athletic Club versus PSG. That one we kind of know what the answer is going to be, but yeah, we'll keep you updated on those games. Already Barcelona are playing Benfica in the UEFA Women's Champions League. Villarreal just lost to FC Copenhagen, and then Ajax just lost to Karabag. Let's see what the updated scoreline on that one is. Oh, Ajax won Karabag 4-2. That is absolutely astounding. Last time I checked, it was 2-1 for Ajax. Ajax get their first points in the bag. They climb up the table to 33rd in the UEFA Champions League. Yeah, it is what it is. They came back from 2-1 down to actually score in the 39th minute. So they were Duran for Karabakh scored in 10 minutes, and then you also had Silver. Then you have Kasper Dolberg scoring 39 minutes, and then you had Silver scoring for Karabakh in 47 minutes, and then 79, 83, 90 minutes they scored. Ajax scored back. Having a look at their lineup, they actually started with Kasper Dolberg as their striker. They didn't go with I think this guy is probably injured right now. Wout Weghorst is injured and is coming back from an ankle injury. He's going to come back in January. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So basically, we'll just give you updates. We'll give you some updates, give you some transfer updates. We'll talk about some of the things that are trending in Manchester United so far. We'll probably start with the first one, which is something I saw that I didn't catch. Right, I didn't catch this when basically the game between Manchester United and Wolverhampton Wanderers was on, and somebody, specifically Naim United, got this basically and said that he saw where Jason Wilcox, Omar Berrada, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe were having an argument, and they were having an argument in the stands, and I didn't catch that because we were doing the watch alongs together, so we watched the game and all of that. But my question will now be, so why make a big deal out of that? Maybe because you want to make content and all that, but why make a big deal out of a situation that is happening that actually we don't really need any drama at United right now? But yeah, there's already too much drama going on, the pressure going on with basically the club, the manager, the news around the club and everything. And then all you can think of is to find a situation where some people are talking and having an argument and someone says, oh, there's war going on there's war going on at Man United. There's war going on between between Jason Wilcox and Omar Barada and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And you have a whole lot of people, who don't like Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming out on social media and talking. But it is what it is. So, like I said, it's not supposed to be news, but it made the news. So, right now, basically, it is what it is. There's so much you can talk about, but like for me, like you all know, I don't like to really involve myself in anything club politics, because anything that is negative sells with the media, especially when it comes to Manchester United. Anything that's negative sells. Then you can always make of it what you will, right? So, like I said, obviously, Manchester United face Olympique Lyon in about 14 minutes. Man United face Olympique Lyon. Guess who is in the studio? Is that Mary Epps? No, that's not Mary Epps. Anyway, she looks like Mary Epps. But yeah, the lineup is out for that game. Basically, I'll just give you a quick lineup. Like I said, I always follow the women's game as well. I mean, what's Man United without the women's game? Fallon Torres-Joyce is in net. She's back in goal now. At least we get to, keep clean sheets because we need that. Maya Letitia, they're playing a 4-3-3. So Maya Letitia and George. Maya Letitia and Gabrielle George are playing a centre back, and then you have Jade Riviere playing as right back. My Canadian right back, Canadian princess, and then you have Anna Sandberg, Swedish right back, left back, playing the young 22-year-old Anna Sandberg, and Jade Riviere is 24. Then you have Semi Awujo. Simi Awujo is playing as right center midfield. Then Miyazawa Hinata, who is basically my jam when it comes to how she controls and locks the midfield up, how she takes control of things in the midfield. Miyazawa Hinata is playing in the central midfield, and then you have Nalsund. It's back in the lineup again, 30-year-old central midfielder playing on the left side of midfield. And then you have Fridolina Rolfo, Swedish international, 32 years old, very experienced left wing. She can play as a forward as well, especially when there's an opportunity for them to cross. And then our veteran in Rachel Williams, 37-year-old English international, is playing as a center forward. And then you have our star girl, Melvin Malad, playing as a right wing forward. That front three is a fluid one, so we're just gonna observe, and then I'll follow the game. I'll try and see if I can watch the game as we go. But yeah, Man United plays a tough game against Olympique Lyon, and I think Olympique Lyon is where, let's see, I think is where Melvin Mallard came from, where she played the Champions League with them, or is Marseille? I think it was Marseille, not Lyon. So yeah, let's just quickly have a look at her career, and then I'll give you. Yeah, she played for Olympique Lyon. I said it right. Yeah, so she's going to play against her former club, and all of that. So this game is happening at home. Most likely going to be Old Trafford. It is what it is. So we'll keep you updated as the game goes. When it comes to Manchester United's last 5 games, Man United have lost 3 and won 2. And then Olympique Lyon's last 5 games, they've won 4 and drawn 1. So we need to come back into form. At least the last game was the game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, against Wolfsburg, where we lost 5-2, and that game was very horrendous. I mean, there were too many mistakes going on in that game. But it is what it is. And as the table stands, Man United are 7th and in the qualification phase, basically in the group phase. So we just need to win our next game to be able to climb up to 3rd on the group, because we'll surpass Lyon, who are 10th, who have 10 points. And if we win that one, we'll get 11 points. 12 points basically will come second, right? Depending on how, I think Juve have already played, So, and they won their last game. So, become second, and then the Juve game becomes an all-important game because it will now be basically Juventus. It will now basically be Juventus for Man United in the next game, which will now make it a very, really, really tough game. So, yeah. Now we have Ismail Ngicho. Ismail Ngicho is saying, why Ramos for what? Or is it that he plays alongside his grandchild JJ Gabriel? Man United needs to be serious with their transfer activities. Yeah, thank you Ishmael for commenting, for dropping. Yeah, hit the comment section. I'll answer that question the moment we get into that Ramos story. But like I said, basically what we're giving you today, we have Sergio Ramos to Manchester United. The club have formally submitted an offer according to that rumor, which I don't believe, but it is what it is. We'll go into the details. And then we have Joshua Zirkzee making a stance clear to Rúben Amorim amid transfer rumors and what this means for his role. We'll also talk about Thomas Tuchel on Mason Mount after a tunnel incident and Amorim's recent decision and where Mount stands with England and Manchester United. We'll also talk about the 87 million pound midfield monster move incoming, what Amorim wants, and that Amorim wants him, and Man United preparing a budget, a huge bid, and how does this fit the project. We'll also talk about Antoine Semenyo again. It's coming back into the fray again. Antoine Semenyo, United ready to make a bid for him. We also have Loan Watch with regards to one loan player who has sent a powerful message to Jason Wilcox with a dominant performance and all of that. Then you also have Kobe Mainoo's transfer inquiries with clubs wanting him, and his preferred destination has been revealed. Plus, we'll talk about a bit again about the Ramos debate and the stroke of genius. We'll just talk about the opinion piece with regards to Ramos's debate. So before the Women's Champions League game starts and the other Champions League games start, we will talk about Sergio Ramos now that the question has come on with Ishmael Ngicho talking about this. Let's get to the Ramos news pretty fast. So this I saw on X. It says, breaking, according to Centre Devils, Manchester United have formally put forward an offer to sign Sergio Ramos in January. I don't believe that. I don't think that is true. But it is what it is. Another, and it's quoting Centre Devils and La Ser. La Ser is Sevilla, so it's Cadena Ser. So it's a radio station. I'm reading in Spanish. It's a radio station in Spain. They talk about conversations with regards to politics and what is privacidad? What's that? So they talk about this. They talk about all conversations around politics of privacidad. Okay, so politics of privacidad, followed by Fabrizio Romano. So there is Spanish radio station. That's all I can gather from what I saw on their Spanish written profile. Right now, obviously, you can make of it what you will if you want, but in truth, we're allowed to kind of draw our conclusions. You have to think about that fact. Like he says, breaking news: Man United formally put forward an offer to bring Sergio Ramos to Old Trafford in January transfer window. How true is this? What does this? It doesn't mean anything, because why would Man United be needing to go for Sergio Ramos? Like, to what end? Is it that we are lacking defenders, or because Harry Maguire will never come back from injury, or Lisandro Martinez is not back from injury, or is it that Matthias de Ligt will never come back from injury? Anyway, you have people talking about things like, Manchester United reportedly eyeing, like the news just kind of went haywire like that. Manchester United reportedly eyeing a move for to sign Sergio Ramos in January. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what to make of it, but I don't think it's true until I see, like, so you know what we'll do? We'll just do a quick search on X before we talk about the opinion piece. We'll do a quick search on X talking about that one. Man United offer, yeah, okay, that is it. So this is basically what the whole news is saying. Man United offer reunion with Sergio Ramos. Reports claim United have made a formal offer for Sergio Ramos, who confirmed he won't renew with Monterrey after his contract ends in December. The 39-year-old impressed in Mexico with 5 goals in 27 appearances. We're following the Man United, the women's game. Yep, we're watching the women's game. Talos Joyce is wearing a mask. Ooh, she looks like Zorito. Why did I remember that? Zorito. That's a cartoon with all kids thing we used to watch those days. 27 games, he scored 5 goals, but now eyes a Premier League stint to mentor young defenders like Lenioro and United's injury crisis. Okay. Manager Rúben Amorim values his leadership and set-piece expertise, though concerns linger over his age, red card history, and injury record. Fans remain divided on pairing him with Casemiro. Okay. So that's the news. And then you have LiveScore making an image and saying Manchester United wants Sergio Ramos in January. According to reports, the 39-year-old Spanish star has a proposal on the table to join United at the start of 25-26 campaign. And then you also have so everybody's asking questions. Why United have formally put forward, and then that's pretty much. Nah, for me, I'm not going for this. This doesn't make sense. I wouldn't even bother signing him. Like, this is the Premier League is too fast for him, basically. Like, the Premier League is too fast for him. I mean, what does that tell us? Does that show that we're a serious club or anything whatsoever? No. It is what it is anyway. We've seen what happens when we sign all the players and stuff. So we move on. I will talk about the opinion piece pretty much later. But yeah, that's pretty much what the update is with regards to Sergio Ramos. Now, Joshua Zirkzee has made a stance, and his stance is clear, to Rúben Amorim amid transfer rumors and what this means for his role. We will get to the Zirkzee story right about now. Zirkzee. Yep, this is according to the Manchester Evening News. Zirkzee makes a Man United transfer feelings clear to Rúben Amorim after lost sole claim. Zirkzee has been linked with a transfer away from Manchester United but wants to stay and fight for his place. Manchester United striker Zirkzee has reportedly made his intentions clear. Okay, so the Man United versus Olympic Lyon game is taking place at the Lee Sports Village. Yeah, it's taking place at the Lee Sports Village. Anyway, it is what it is. Has reportedly made his intentions known, made his intentions clear. Big up to you, IT, and I see you. Thank you very much for joining. Manchester United striker Joshua Zirkzee has reportedly made his intentions clear that he wishes to remain at Old Trafford and compete for his position. Despite presented speculations linking him with a move back to Serie A, Netherlands international has netted only 8 times in 58 outings for United since his transfer from Bologna in the summer of 2024. Under Rúben Amorim, he has slipped down the hierarchy following the arrivals of Benjamin Sesko, Mateusz Cunha, and Brian Mbeumo at the club. Joshua Zirkzee has been continually continually linked with a potential return to Italy as AS Roma among the latest clubs linked, reportedly interested in securing his services. Nevertheless, Sky Sports reports that Zirkzee is determined to remain at Old Trafford and battle for his spot despite limited playing opportunities this campaign. 24-year-old has found the net just once in 9 matches this season and has predominantly been confined to the substitutes bench. Yes, Rumours. Yes, you got it. It's Rumours. It's Rumours. Yeah. Ramos to United, no thanks. Oh yeah, so the Man United versus Olympic Lyon at the Lee Sports Village has kicked off in the UEFA Women's Champions League and all of that. But we'll just keep you updated as things go, and then maybe I'll probably just, by then the live stream will end, and then I'll probably just go watch the second half. I like to concentrate on, I watch women's football, but now there's some really interesting games going on today, like Real Madrid, PSG, and there's Real Madrid, there's PSG, there's Dortmund, there's Arsenal playing against Club Brugge and all that. So we'll keep you updated on that too. Those games have started as well. Yeah, ITN is asking if I'm doing Rumours. Yes, I'm doing Rumours. I'm basically looking at news around Man United and all of that. But so recent injuries to Šeško and Cunha, however, have provided Zirkzee an opportunity to feature on Amorim's first team, and he started and scored in the dynamic victory against Crystal Palace, marking his first Premier League goal for United this term. Following triumph, former Premier League forward Troy Deeney suggested that he could outperform Zirkzee. Troy Deeney, I like Troy Deeney, but he seems to be spewing stuff, innit? He could outperform Zirkzee despite having been retired for 2 years. Speaking on TalkSport, he said it's really poor again from Zirkzee. I don't understand. Anyway, it is what it is. It's negative news. I've been retired for 2 years, is what Troy Deeney says. I've been retired for 2 years. Man United give me 6 weeks and a third of what he's doing, and I'm probably sure I can do better. That's a lie, man. That's why he's not in the top. He never ended up in the top club, innit? He only stopped at Watford. However, that striker Palace caught Deeney off guard, and he said he's got no right to score that. I'm questioning the keeper. Really, that keeper is an FA Cup winning keeper, man. But it's wonderful. It's a wonderful finish. We've been giving him grief, and rightly so, and that's a massive moment in his career. I'm flabbergasted that he has done that. It's not even the fact that he scored the goal, it's the fact he's shown you nothing in the game so far that you would even go and get a shot off. Actually, he did really well in that game. And he says, but to even have the level of assuredness to even take a shot, the confidence, it is frightening. The United manager equally complimentary about Zirkzee about how Zirkzee executed his goal against the Eagles. Amorim said it's important for strikers to score goals. He's not playing many minutes, but the way he responds in the goals in the second half is so important. I mean, Zirkzee had a poor first half in that game, that I can tell you for a fact. He had a poor first half in that game, but then he came up, and he came up with the goods against Palace. It's more important than just the goals. Again, the small details. Win the first ball so we can win the second ball. The connection, that is important for our game, and the goal is really important for us and for him. Zirkzee featured from the start of the subsequent fixture against West Ham before appearing as a substitute in the victory over Wolverhampton Wanderers. He remains tied to United until 2029 with the option of a further year, and I believe that Man United will keep him. That's a fact. ITN is saying Zirkzee ain't going nowhere. He will get minutes at this club. Like, for a fact, our entire right side, just so you guys know, our entire right side is gone. Our entire right side is actually gone in the African Cup of Nations. Our entire right side is gone, right? We have Nusra Mazraoui, right centre back, Amad Diallo, right wing back, and we have what's his name, Brian Bumo, right mid, right 10, gone basically. So what does that mean? Zirkzee is going to get playing time. Even Menu is going to get playing time. Even Menu is going to get playing time. We're going to talk about Menu later on in the show. But yeah, Zirkzee is going to get playing time. Like there's no two ways about that. Like literally no two ways about that. Yeah, it's so good to see 37-year-old Richard Williams running up and down, isn't it? But it is what it is. ITN is saying Zirkzee ain't going nowhere. He will get minutes here at this club. Troy Deeney needs to stay at his level on comments. He never played a big club, yeah, and he's willing just. He's waffling, just shows the media push against United. Yeah, facts. So Troy Deeney waffles, but then in one breath, he says something that actually makes sense. And I'm like, this guy is talking absolute sense. Especially with the one where he talked about the menu situation and and he talked about the menu situation. And I was like, this guy is actually speaking sense for real. Because he talked about the fact that if you look at the Man United lineup, where can Menu play? Who would you bet your heart on or bet your money on to actually play better in that position that Rúben Amorim has said Menu and Bruno are kind of dragging for? But the fact is, honestly, like I said, this season Menu is going to get playing time. The media will just want to push stuff out so that you can get really worried, and then obviously Menu doesn't get playing time. So it is what it is. We'll talk about Menu later when there's news about him and all of that. So the next one we have is Tuchel's view on Mount. Let's have a quick look at that, and then Man United be interested in that one. So Man United learns Thomas Tuchel's view after Rúben Amorim's action and tunnel incident. I don't know what that means, but this is according to Manchester Evening News, so make of it what you will. Mason Mount has been in fine form for Manchester United in recent weeks, but his England hopes look set to be dented because of a Rúben Amorim factor. I don't understand how that means. Thomas Tuchel is not expected to name Mason Mount in his England squad for World Cup, with Rúben Amorim's action plan to get him to the United States failing. How? Man has had a challenging few years due to injuries, but his recent performances have been commendable. ITN is saying in Menu the whole pundits are supporting him, but Amorim sees something else, and I gotta take the manager's view. Yeah, like that's a fact. Yeah, Olympic Lyon just blows a shot. Dumornay just blows a shot over the post. We're looking at other Champions League games. Other games have started 0-0 across board. Manchester City, Real Madrid. I would love to see how that game pans out, but it is what it is. We're watching the women's game, and then towards the end of the stream, we'll probably, So basically, the whole pundits are supporting him. Recently, Paul Scholes came out and said stuff about Menu, and when he said it, and I'm like, bro, just leave this guy. Like, the pressure is too much on him, because when he comes now, in as much as he doesn't have match rhythm, the fans won't be patient with him if he has a stinker. Like, fans were clapping and excited when he came on against Wolves. I'm like, bro, like, I understand everybody wants him to play, but he's not a defensive midfielder. He gets a stinker, and I've said this before. I said this before the Grimsby Town game. And he basically had a stinker in that game. In as much as people say he was the best player in the team, I was on a live stream and I said this. I said he was the best player in a crap team on the day. In a crap team on the day. A team full of youngsters on the day. He was the best player. A team that he played in a team that he could not provide a chance for Benjamin Šeško or Mateusz Cunha to score against Grimsby Town. We couldn't defend properly. Onana was crap on the day. Come on, guys. But it is what it is. They put pressure on him, and there you have it. He struggled in that game. And he has not pulled off threes. He has not pulled up threes when he's come on for Manchester United. But that's by the way anyway. He's playing well. I mean, against Wolves, he did okay in his 18 minutes he played for Man United and all of that. But it is what it is. They just nearly scored Manchester United. Olympic Lyon are pressing really hard, and we just need the points, man. Pressing really hard. Anyway, it is what it is. So we'll talk about Menu later. There's the Mason Mount situation. I don't know. I don't understand what this. Oh, sorry guys. I'm watching Lyon just put a cross in, and then Riviere just cleared it off the front of the post. Okay. Yeah, there are so many ex-United players chatting on anything right or wrong. Until these idiots find a new passion, we'll be suffering on media side as players do watch it. Facts. The players watch it, and the truth is, you could tell. Like in the game before that, I think the West Ham game. Was it the West Ham game? No, it was the... What game did we wear a white jersey? It was the West Ham game. Basically, Menu was supposed to come on, was about to come on, and he's on the side of the line clapping really slowly, it's like he's not even excited to come on, and he's giving that face, and everybody's like, look at his face, this guy is really gone, Amorim really broke him, this. They say all sorts of stuff. Melvin Mallard is such a player, man. Melvin Mallard is such a player. I haven't got into the game, but her calmness in getting the ball out of danger despite being pressed by 3 players is just amazing. And then somebody takes a screenshot, posts it on social media. Oh, this guy is gone. Amorim is doing to him what Ten Hag did to Ahmad. This, and that. I'm like, guys, come on, man. Allow the guy to actually start his career already. And then Ferdinand comes up in his show, his Monday night show, Ferdinand Presents, crafted Ferdinand Presents, whatever, show where he did stuff with Steve Housen and Joe Bayer. And he says, oh, football career is short. If I was Menu, I'll leave the club now. The last 18 months he's wasted his career. Like, bro, you don't need that, man. We need midfielders. We need Menu. Like, literally, if something happens to someone now in the midfield, which I know, God forbid, but if something happens to someone in the midfield, who would you go for? Menu or Ugarte? Many people will go for Menu. Bro, AFCON is coming. We will need players, and Menu is there as an option. But one thing I know for a fact is this is happening in all the academy, right? Arsenal conquered this media bias, according to ITN saying Arsenal conquered this media bias issues and now are getting the fruits of it. Players get pressure unnecessarily in this day and age. Yeah, that's facts. Unnecessary pressure because of the media. Wow, two Lyon players against 1. Stop that. That's it. We have that's Jaden Riviere blocking a shot that was going to go as a 1-on-1. The same type of shot that Luke Shaw blocked against that was against Crystal Palace. Oh, they've scored. Lyon have scored. They scored Man United. Man United settled too much. Like, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, Lyon, Man United 0, Lyon 1. UEFA Women's Champions League. It is what it is. Man United women don't give up. They always come back. They have this comeback mentality, isn't it? So let's see. It started from the defenders being out of position. Maya Letitia losing sight of where the ball is. Gabriel is missing as well. And then Jaden Riviere just blocked that. And then obviously there was no... And then there was a cross. Yeah, Millie Mevimala followed that lady. She just crossed the ball. And it was headed in. And then Thomas Joy touched it and it went out. But yeah. Now you have Rio Ferdinand saying, oh, he's going to go to... Chawinga just scored for Lyon. Mine will come back. There's no big deal. No, I'm not worried. Actually, the women always... They've had bad form this year, but they will always come back. Especially in the Champions League. They have 9 points from 12. Possible 12. I think they've lost only 1 game, and that's against Wolves. Wolfsburg. Anyway, now you have a situation where Letitia is always dragged into that midfield. Then there's always space behind. We need to stop that. There's another cross again, and it was foot wide. So yeah, so you have reference on this side saying, oh, it's just a short career. Guy's just 20. He literally has 14 years to play. He says it's just a short career. You have to get as much playing as possible. There's some truth in it, but that's heaping pressure on him. Then Scholes will come out and say stuff like, oh, the guy is wasting the last 18 months. He should leave. If he was at Crystal Palace, mine will be itching to sign him. Not But well, he's at Man United. So what? Allow this guy to actually start his career. Yes, quite all right. Eric Ten Hag brought him up. All right. Then you have the situation where the media paints it as though Rúben Amorim never ever trusts the youth. Okay, that's another question where I have an issue with the media. They say, oh, Rúben Amorim doesn't trust the youth, he doesn't trust the academy, blah 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 blah. Last season, I can tell you of 5 players who played that were from the academy for Rúben Amorim. 5 players who played that were from the academy for Rúben Amorim. Chido Obi, number 1, from the academy. Currently, he's not from the academy, but was signed into the academy, Aid in Heaven. Guess what? He played 2 games now. Started 2 actually. First game he played 45 minutes. Second game he played 70 minutes. He's been playing since last season. But no, nobody's talking about that. No, he doesn't trust the youth. 87 is 19. Is that not youth? Okay, Lenny Euro was playing for Man United at 18. He's 20 now. Rúben Amorim played him when he was 19. Still, that's not youth, right? Okay. He said to them in that press conference, oh, there's Kobe Mainoo as well. That's not youth, right? And you said, oh, you should be trying Shelesi. Like, why Shelesi? When we're losing, you bring in Shelesi. Like, what do you expect him to do? What does that do for his mentality? Okay. Last season, Tyler Fredrickson, Harry Amas at 18, Tyler Fredrickson at 20. Last season, right? No, you shouldn't be playing these guys. Jack Fletcher at some point, right? What about this striker, Williams? What's that his name again? There's this other one, not the one that played in preseason. The striker now that plays for is that Notts County? Right? Ethan Williams. Right? What about Ethan? Excuse me. What about Ethan Williams? This guy's played, right? He was trying out Bendito Matato during the preseason and the postseason. He's giving these guys chance, and he's allowing them to train with the team. And he said this time and again that he's allowing them to train with the team so that they can understand the speed of the game. If it was in a game like the Wolves game, it felt like we're comfortable, but you could tell we're not comfortable. We're all scared because we didn't want Wolves. In as much as Wolves got their first goal, we didn't want Wolves to score. But no. They will say, no, you should be bringing in, like we're leading, you should be bringing in Shelesi, but he went on to bring on a defender. That's a game that you can actually use to give, to help your other defenders or players who are out of form to gain some form and match rhythm. But no, you must play the youth. You say, okay, bring on Kobe Mainoo for who? They brought on Kobe Mainoo for Casemiro. Yet, it's still not enough. Oh, you shouldn't be getting 15 minutes. Before it was, you shouldn't be getting 3 minutes. You shouldn't be getting 5 minutes. You shouldn't be getting 6 minutes. Now, you shouldn't be getting 15 minutes. You should be getting more. I'm like, are you serious? When he brought on Kobe Mainoo, we're 3-1 up, and we got a fourth goal. Kobe Mainoo played well, no doubt, but then, it is what it is. So, it's really interesting to see. ITN is saying Rio, Scholes, Kane, Neville, Butt, and I'm sure I'm missing a few others. These guys are causing problems at United. And they are dividing the fans. And I saw a news the other day, I think 2 days ago, that the players are not happy with the ex-players, that they're making things hard for Man United and the way they're spewing stuff in the media and stuff. Like, have you seen the recent chat of Jamie Carragher? What did Jamie Carragher say? What is Jamie Carragher saying? Was having a personal feud with a player in the club, Mo Salah. Now you think about that and you're like, okay, what does that do for the club in general? I saw one news somewhere, I don't believe that news, but I saw it somewhere that Jamie Carragher has been banned from the Liverpool grounds because he's embarrassing himself. And I'm like, really, I saw that because he's embarrassing himself. I knew it was fake news. And the ITN is also saying these ex-players are hurt, yeah, not making money like these guys now, and this is the very bad situation to enable them to keep airing their thoughts. Roy Keane is literally doing adverts. Yep, facts. Literally doing adverts to actually earn more money, right? Earn more money. But it is what it is. Like, you don't need to come and cause a division in the club. I'm not saying you should. Like what stops you from calling these players? Like, you can actually call these players and ask them and talk to them. Like, you can actually call these players and advise them like in a mentorship capacity, right? As mentors, you can actually call them and say, you know what, like, guys, like, this is me. I know it's unsolicited advice, but I can give you this. But coming out in the media to kind of slag them and kind of tell them off, it's not what these players need at this point in time. But it is what it is. So speaking of Mason Mount and Thomas Tuchel, Mount has scored twice in the last 3 games and was superb in the 4-1 victory against Wolves. Excuse me. For victory this past Monday, earning him the title of Player of the Match. Just days before that, England learned their World Cup group stage opponents with Tuchel's team set to face Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Several positions in the squad are up for grabs, with the fiercest competition likely to be among the forwards. Mount is among those hoping to secure a spot, although it appears that Tuchel may not favour him over one key reason. Daily Mail reports that the contrasting styles of Amorim and the Three Lions head coach poses a problem. Okay. Still 1-0, 20 minutes gone. Giving you an update on all the other scores. Borussia Dortmund have scored Bodo Glimt. Benfica have scored Napoli. Leverkusen have scored Newcastle. And Arsenal Club Brugge 0s. Juventus Pafos 0s. And Real Madrid Man City 0s. All 21 minutes or 22 minutes, depending on the game you're watching. So back to the Mount situation. Daily Mail claims that there's the contrasting style in Man United versus the Three Lions head coach poses a problem in the latter's mind. The discussions between two camps suggesting that the call-up for Mount is highly unlikely. It is further suggested that regardless of his continued good form, Tuchel is not expected to consider Mount. Back in November, the Sun reported that Manchester United head coach had a special plan for the coming months, viewing Mount as England's most underrated player. At this time, it was also claimed that Mount is seen by Amorim as a super talent. More game time being awarded to the former Chelsea star was part of the action plan that was proven by 84 minutes that he had played. Blah, 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 just all this. Prior to that, he came on at halftime for United's dismal 1-0 win against Everton, 1-0 defeat against Everton. Tuchel was in attendance for that fixture and was captured in discussions with his former player in the tunnel after the game in a warm exchange. Okay, though Amorim believes that there is no other England player who can offer what Mount can, Tuchel has seemingly not seen enough to consider him for selection. With that in mind, Amorim's strategy looks set to backfire, with Mount expected to be overlooked once again, having last represented the country in 2022 World Cup. This news doesn't make sense. Like, okay, so he's going to be overlooked because of Amorim's style of play. That's what you want to say indirectly, but you just put it in so many words, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, like, I'm not even going to read further. It's pointless. And I don't even want Mount to go to England for anything, because he's 25, he's got loads of time, right? He will still play, like, have the opportunity to play a couple more international tournaments. So I'm not against. I'm not going to. Nelson just made a very good defensive run. Where did she pass that to? Come on, guys. Anyway, I'm not going to entertain all that because it's pointless, and Mount will probably get injured again if he goes to England. Why don't he just stay and get his full fitness back, and then we can go from there. ITN is saying all these ex-players have taken over your position as an independent YouTuber, viewing raw material and discussion, and that's lots of top teams. They just want to grow to make money. Yeah, that's facts. Anyway, that Mount story is done. The next one we have on our list is 87 million pound midfield monster move incoming. Amorim wants him. Man United preparing a huge bid. How does it fit the project? It's sounding like an opinion piece, but we will break it down for you guys. Yep. Okay. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. No, that's not the one. No, that's not the one. That's not the one. It's not the one. It says 87 million pound. Where's that? Is that yeah. Anyway, is what it is. Yeah, why did I keep that news? 85 bombshell request. Let's see. Is that the one? I think that's it. Anyway, so Man United preparing an 87 million bid to complete bombshell Premier League signing for Amorim. Manchester United are preparing an 87 million bid to complete a bombshell deal to sign Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton, according to a report in Spain. So you can imagine, like, an English team, two English teams, and an English player, and then we're reading a report in Spain, right? He says Rúben and Ineos believe strengthening the Manchester midfield is in 2026 an absolute priority. I mean, it is an absolute priority. It gives me Sports senior correspondent Ben Jacobs believing the club will sign 2 players in that position ahead of the 26-27 campaign. Obviously, Watkins is one of the many midfield names linked to the move to Old Trafford ahead of next year, with the latest report suggesting that the United hierarchy have decided that Eagle Star is a player who can make the difference in midfield in the middle of the park. This Olympic Lyon team are outplaying Man United, man. It's like there's no breathing space, like no breathing space, just showing them superiority, right? And it's like, oh my god, you can't even get out the box. They're pressing really high and shooting like from everywhere. Like, are you serious? Mevamala, good strength there. Mevamala, good strength there, wins the foul, and that's it. They look very athletic, and they don't even have so many top players. They have a couple top players anyway. They look like so. One of many midfield names linked to the move to Old Trafford ahead of next year, with latest reports suggesting that United's hierarchy have decided that Eagle Star is the player who can make... Oh, Thomas Joy is injured. No. Thomas Joy is injured. No. Did she twist her ankle? Man. Anyway. Manchester United ready to make an ambitious... Let's see what happened here. Did she twist her ankle? Yeah. Man United ready to make an ambitious move in the market. According to the reports, United are anticipating the summer exit of rejuvenated Casemiro, with the Brazilian's contract currently due to expire next summer. Red Devils want to add some more youth and energy into the central midfield area, and they have identified Watson as priority target because of his on-field abilities as well as his impressive maturity, given his just 21 years of age. You have to also think about it from perspective of, if Casemiro goes, we might not just need 2 midfielders, we might need like 3 or 4 midfielders, right? We might need like 3 or 4 midfielders. Indeed, Amorim supports the signing and wants Ineos to bring the England international to Old Trafford, with the belief that he can be the ideal signing to boost that area, and that is clearly lacking under the Portuguese manager. Crystal Palace are in no mood to sell one of their best players, especially one whose contract doesn't expire until 2029 on the cheap. However, it will need at least an offer of £87 million for them to even consider negotiating with a club like Man United. ITN is saying Watson is in contention. Whether he wants us or is looking at money, etc., we don't know. It's a simple case of the player needs to say he wants to go to United. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Baleba did that last year, and well, maybe it's a difference of mentality and stuff, but yeah. Don't follow her. Mavi Malad, don't tell me she's going to get a yellow card. Okay, didn't get a yellow card. Anyway, Man United face competition to sign Watson. That's the question. That's the this lady was faster than Malad, man. She gave her the pace, won the ball. Just touch and she's diving. Oh my days, these women, they dive too as well. Anyway, Man United face competition to sign Watson. Not only do United face difficult talks with Palace, but also are the only Premier League giant interested in taking Watson away from the South London side in 2026. According to the same report, both Arsenal and Man City are also keen to land the Englishman, the in-demand Englishman, to boost their own squads next year. Tottenham Hotspur have also made inquiry for the Eagle Star, who is prioritizing playing Champions League football in the near future, with Palace currently sitting 4th in the standings. The pressure on Man United, both from the on-pitch and off-pitch, on-pitch point of view, as well as the off-pitch, where they will potentially need to convince Watson to join them over their esteemed Premier League rivals. Man United can also create a dream midfield partnership of Watson, and you know where this is going. Elliot Anderson. Of all midfield names United have been linked with ahead of 2026, Elliot Anderson and Carlos Baleba and Wharton is undoubtedly one that creates the most excitement because of the ability he has shown at the club and at international level. 21-year-old is a difference maker, and the Red Devils have a chance to create their dream partnership for the 26-27 season. Bruno Fernandes is still a key player for United. Amorim is still adapting more, and Amorim is adapting more to a deeper role, and it would also be interesting to see him alongside Wharton in the center. Does Wharton play as a defensive midfielder? For what I see, is Kamada that plays the defensive midfield role, or Hughes that plays the defensive midfield role for Crystal Palace. So Wharton is kind of like a central midfielder. So, but what seems more likely is that United will try to sign Wharton and one more, Anderson, Baleba, or someone else. And should they get either of these players, they'll have an all-round midfield that would help them in years, help them in years to come. So they wrote help them all years to come. But that's it about Wharton, and mine completely interested in him and stuff. Said that Amorim wants him. The next one is we have on our list is Antoine Semenyo. And then we'll go to Kobe Mainoo, and we'll talk about something very funny that I saw. Diving. Women are diving. The ball hits her head and she goes down. Like the ball hits her head literally, and she goes down like maybe someone touched her or something. The young women are playing really, really well, man. Man United are ready to pay 65 million to beat Liverpool and Tottenham for Antoine Semenyo. Now, the fact is, for Antoine Semenyo, it's a release clause you're triggering. It's not like we're trying to beat them. You see, this is according to Hard Tackle anyway. It's not like trying to beat them and all of that. Like, it's who he wants to sign for that he will sign for. Am I interested? There's no smoke without fire. Olympic Lyon are not even letting United get a hold of the ball. Like, it's not even like Man United cannot even control the ball. These girls are really fast and really aggressive. I don't know Man United cannot even match their pace and stuff. Anyway, please. Man United ready to trigger Semenyo's release clause. So if you're triggering a release clause, is that a competition? Is that you're trying to beat the competition? How are you beating? Maybe because you're first to get the signing. I mean, make it make sense. Anyway, this one has a really, really long legs, and she's able to beast through that midfield. Anyway, according to Team Talk, so that's why I say make of it what you will. Man United do not want to miss out on the market opportunity with Antoine Semenyo, and they are ready to trigger the Bournemouth Stars release clause. Liverpool and Tottenham are also in the running for the Ghana international, as his future remains an open topic of discussion. Antoine Semenyo is likely to become one of the biggest talking points in the first half of January transfer window. The reveal of the 65 million release clause in his Bournemouth contract has stirred the market to a new level, as the hosts of teams are arranging to get one of the best performers in the league this season so far. Semenyo is certainly looking for an upgrade in his career and might have signed a new deal back in the summer only if it came with a release clause. Bournemouth have set a timeline for clubs to trigger this release clause of 65 million pounds for the 65 million pound rated attacking target deal, and they will not entertain bids if any of the suitors break the deadline. And that's crazy. Yeah, Semenyo is not needed. He will probably be signed, I think. Yeah, he's not needed because the truth is he can play as a right 10, and then people are thinking of Semenyo as a left wing back, and I'm like, nah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Like, he's an attacker. He's not he could be an attacking outlet, but left wing back, it's going to raise a lot of eyebrows in the Premier League and all that, right? And it is said that Man United face a competition with Liverpool, who are seen as frontrunners in Semenyo's chase as things stand. The Red Devils are now reportedly looking to replace Mohamed Salah. The Reds, not the Red Devils, the Reds are looking to replace Mohamed Salah. While Semenyo could be one of the options, the Reds already have an interest in 5 million rated target before Salah saga began. So, with the Salah situation, I mean, what do you guys think? Semenyo could be that left, right-sided midfielder that they would want to be going for. Tottenham are also interested in Antoine Semenyo, but there might be a case for the player, as he could, like Olympic Lyon are just killing United, 225 passes to 71. This game is really tough. And these guys have won the Champions League multiple times, innit? And Merve Malad has played with them, so she knows how aggressive they can be, these French ladies, right? But there might be a case for the player, as he could pick others over Spurs as per few sections of the media. Either way, there is no set destination for Semenyo. Basically, as things stand, as Manchester United, much like Liverpool or Tottenham, could have a good chance to sign him in January. Yeah, what does that do for attacking options? Semenyo is a left forward first, and he can adapt to the right or the middle, but that is not the element of that's not his element consistently. Yeah, like basically, he's a left forward, no doubt. He can play as a left 10, no doubt. He can play as a left winger, but not a left wing back. That's the problem. He's your kind of guy who stretches the field. He's your outlet. He's your Mbumo on the left, as you have your Mbumo on the right. He's your Mbumo on the left. I'm caught in between. Like I don't think we need him. We need to settle our midfield first. At least get one midfielder in January. When you get one central defensive midfielder in January, you've kind of sorted out your midfield at least halfway through or 40% through until the summer. And then, because basically with the target that you're going to get Champions League or any form of Europe, right? You could potentially, create a demand. Like, what I mean by creating a demand, there will be players who would want to play for Manchester United by virtue of knowing that Man United have qualified for Europe, and then they could want to sign for United. But it is what it is. Which takes me to the next one. Antonio, United rates basic 5 million to beat Liverpool and Tottenham. Is it the right signing for Man United? You guys let me know in the comment section. To my Facebook folks as well, you guys can drop your comments under the video when you see it. Then, with regards to Loan Watch, we're going to talk about one of our loan players. Now, before I talk about that, we're going to talk about... Okay, no, let's not get there. Let's go to the Loan Watch first. Man United loanee sends a message to Jason Wilcox with display. How does he send the message to Jason Wilcox? There's already some flaws and some holes in this report, but we'll talk about it. How's Stiller guy doing? Yeah, we need to seriously sort the midfield out, middle of park out before any other signing. ITN is saying, how is Stiller doing? We need to seriously sort the midfield, the middle of the park, before any other signings, which I totally agree. Speaking of Stiller, this guy's playing don't give me a heart attack. Sorry guys. The Man United women were trying to play out from the back, and they were making risky passes. It was very interesting to see. Anyway, so at least Man United have a semblance of some control now in the game. They've been able to string a couple of passes, and that's after 39 minutes of consistent pressure from I don't know. What do you think? Teddy Klinsmann is asking a question. A chance that was just blown over the bar. Oh my days. Teddy Klinsmann is asking a question, and yep, I'm not gonna answer that. Anyway, so Gallagher is the lone that is coming. I think so. Okay. If we get Gallagher, I'm not gonna say no, we should not sign that player. Yeah, ITN, don't worry, I've taken care of it. Thank you so much. Gallagher is a player that I would not say, oh no, we should not go for him. What are you guys playing? These guys are giving me a heart attack. These girls are giving me a heart attack here. Anyway, Gallagher is a player that I know for a fact that yeah, no worries, man. Just listen to the voice and make of it what you will, man. Teddy Klinsmann, listen to the voice and make of it what you will. So Gallagher is a player that just so ask me any questions with. So Teddy in the chat, please ask me any questions that relates to Manchester United, not with me. Just ask any questions that relate to Manchester United, and where we are a community that will answer everybody. So it's not about anything that has to do with whatever question you asked. So Gallagher, like ITN is saying, Gallagher is the loan that is coming, I think. I'm not going to be opposed to Gallagher. I mean, he's played in the Premier League before. He played for Crystal Palace. I watched him. I liked him then. Albeit he's hardly played any good football in the last couple of years. But a loan for 6 months to bolster the midfield and increase the energy and add some pace. I mean, for real, I definitely would be okay with that. Anyway, now Jason Wilcox. This is so. Like I said, there's some holes in this one. Man United Looney sends a message to Jason Wilcox with the display 14 duels won and 17 defensive contributions. This is just an opinion piece by Johnny Mays of United in Focus. Jason Wilcox is likely to have a busy January transfer window of Manchester United with a lot of potential business to do. Okay, and how does this make sense? There will be incomings and outgoings at Old Trafford in January with a new midfielder potentially being bought to reach. How is this related to the position that hasn't been good enough this season? Oh my god, this guy. Manchester United could spend big in the midfield. Oh man, these guys are crazy. Just hear this, guys. Manchester United could spend big in the midfield. Reports have suggested that while there will also be lots of loan action with Kobe Menu and Zirkzee potentially in line for a move. One current United loanee is set. He's a left wing back. How does he relate to being in the midfield, man? I know what they're trying to do, but how does it relate to being in the midfield? Current Manchester loanee is set for big decisions to be made over the future in January, and his latest performance is a clear statement. Okay, Harry Ramos shines for Man United for Sheffield Wednesday. For Sheffield Wednesday in defense. Heading toward January, the future of Harry Ramos is among the most discussed at United due to his impressive championship form. Ramos is attracting loan interest from the Premier League, while United are also keen to lock him down to a new contract. However, Sheffield Wednesday remain keen to keep Ramos with United, sending him there in the first place to learn defensive qualities and grow the physical side of his game, which is not so bad. Now his latest performance have been completely dominant. Okay, he played 90 minutes, 17 defensive contributions. That's a lot. I look at defensive contributions after every game, right? To be able to know that's some good play there. Drive the ball forward, find Mevin Mallard, who puzzles this player, wins the ball back, passes it back to Nelson, who tries to find Mallard back. Then they lose the ball and Lyon have the ball. Lyon are so aggressive and they have like really stocky players who can actually run with the ball and run really fast, running faster than these United women. If United women can get one goal, that changes everything. Just to give you guys scoreline updates on, yep, a lot of things are going crazy right now in the Champions League. 0-0 PSG versus Athletic Club. 0-0 PSG versus Athletic Club. Leverkusen versus Newcastle 1-0. Benfica versus Napoli 1-0. Dortmund versus Bodo Glimt 1-1. Arsenal versus Club Brugge versus Arsenal 0-1. Juventus Pafos 0-0. And Real Madrid versus Man City 1-2. Goals from Rodrigo 28 minutes, O'Reilly 35 minutes, and then Erling Haaland scores in the 43rd minute, and it's 2-1 for Man City at the Santiago Bernabeu. So back to the Harry Amas situation. We'll talk about something. Something has come up again. So 90 minutes played, 17 goal contributions, 9 tackles, 14 goals won. Okay, Manchester have a big decision to make over Amas. Obviously, he's going to definitely, if he's playing really well, he's going to come back. Amas has just gotten better and better at Wednesday on loan, and in January will be decision time for United with several options on the table. Ideally, Wednesday wants to keep Amas and will probably be the safest option out there for United to take and reevaluate the youngster in the summer. The 18-year-old's dominance defensively suggests that he might actually be better suited at the club where he can develop offensively instead of I'll come to that. Defensively instead, with director of football Justin Wilcox having something to think about this over this. So like you said, this is an opinion piece. You want to big up Harry Amas. Just big him up and stop talking about things that are unrelated. The first part of the first paragraph of this report makes no sense. Then you talk about Harry Amas, that's fine. Like for this reason, United and Wilcox should be considering alternative offers if they are at the top end of the championship where Amas can play in a team dominating possession and attacking offense. Yep. It will also be easy to find a club who wants Amas considering his performances, but United must make the right call. That's just you giving United an advice, so it's an opinion piece in it. Then we go back to Kobbie Mainoo, right? Amorim is keen, and Man United are preparing on the 7th. So this is another news with regards to Man United, with that Kobbie Mainoo news. Now this is what ITN is saying. It says, bro, Mason Greenwood, whenever I look at UCL, he's scoring. Geez, good luck to him. He's gonna get a look for England, I believe. I saw a lot of content online about Mason Greenwood, and a lot of people are saying stuff like he might not make it to the squad. The English fans are not going to let him, considering all things that have happened in the past and stuff. I really don't know what to say, man. Like, the guy is playing well. I've watched him. He's really, really doing well for himself. But one good comment I saw was that the talent has never been in question. It's just, his life, his personal life. I don't know if fans have moved on from him or they are able to separate his personal life from his professional life, but it is what it is. This is according to Dominic Lund on the, what channel is this? Football Fancast. Probably going to be a podcast. Man United preparing a huge bid for sensational midfielder who is now a priority target, with Rúben Amorim personally keen, and they tried to link it with Kobbie Mainoo. They said Paul Scholes has recently made it clear that he believes Kobbie Mainoo needs to leave the boyhood club given the lack of game time this season, saying for his football career he has to leave Man United. He has lost 18 months of development. And surprisingly, Rio Ferdinand echoed that. He said, I hope he goes abroad. It's embarrassing if he goes to Chelsea. They might go and get him, as they are putting together a very good young squad. And that very good young squad that they've been rebuilding for years keeps losing games. They keep buying young players and the right good young players. If he goes to Chelsea, he's not going to get playing time. Trust me. Trust me. There's a good Brazilian in that Chelsea midfield that would really, really do things for them. Mainoo is still yet to start a Premier League game, although he did impress after coming on as a second half sub in the 4-1 rout of Wolverhampton Wanderers last minute. According to Statman Dave, they took a screenshot of Statman Dave's tweet, and they said Kobbie Mainoo completed more passes, 12 of 13, and won more duels 2 than any other midfielder on the pitch during during the appearance versus Wolves. Yeah, he completed more passes than any other midfielder, but he did not complete most passes in the game. I can tell you who completed the most passes in the game, but that's by the way. It's Kobe Mainoo, so they have to push whatever they need to push. So the Englishman's recent display may give Amorim something to think about. But this is with his future up in the air, the Red Devils have now set their sights on new central midfielder. That's not the reason why they're going for Mainoo. We definitely want to go for Mainoo, and that's because Casemiro's contract is coming to an end, right? I got a report from Spain which states that Man United have now prepared 100 million euros, which is £7 million, bid for Crystal Palace star Adam Wharton, who has been identified as the absolute priority target in the middle of the park. Now, why I'm reading this is because signing sensational Wharton could soften the blow of Mainoo leaving. Yeah, the truth is, if Mainoo leaves, we'll move on. I'm not gonna lie about that. If Mainoo leaves, we will move on. Enough said about Mainoo. This next news is with regards to Manchester United, Bayern Munich in transfer tussle to sign Ederson Castillo. Ederson Castillo. Man United and Bayern Munich are all set to battle it out for the signature of South American midfield sensation Ederson Castillo. According to the report from Bola VIP, Ederson Castillo could soon end up joining European giants, as Manchester United and Bayern Munich have both entered the race for his signature. They are set to settle. Okay, just looking at Benfica versus Napoli. It was Richard Rios that scored, I think. Let's have a look at that. I think it was Richard Rios that scored for Benfica. Yep, in the 20th minute. So it's halftime. Just watching the highlights here. 11 minutes. They have a chance. He finds Milinkovic saved that. Milinkovic Savic saved that. Another shot and it goes wide. Who's that? Pavlovic, I think. That's a striker. Let's see. I think that's him. Line up. No, Ivanovic. It's Ivanovic, not Pavlovic. Ivanovic. Then he makes a mistake. And this one misses the chance. Blows the chance wide. Who's that there? Number 8. That is what's his name? Line up number 8. Arsenis lost the chance. And Richard Rios taps it and it's a goal. Yeah. McTominay and Højlund losing in Champions League. And you're not gonna hear, trust me guys, you're not gonna hear anything about this if Napoli lose. I'm not gonna hear anything. But when Napoli wins, it's like, oh, McTominay this, McTominay that, blah 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 blah. Arsenal, Madueke with the ball, drives into the box, shoots the ball, and it's a goal. Madueke scores a goal with his left foot. Such a good I think he has a knee strap. He's able to score a goal, and that's the only goal he scores against Club Brugge. And it is what it is. Yeah. Anyway. The next one we have is, let's see that one. Nope. Now, I saw this one, and this is probably where we'll wrap up everything, because there's so much to go through. There's so much to go over. We can only go over what we can, but there's so much to go over. And all of that. But yeah, I saw this one and I was like, you know, what's the rationale behind this news? And Ecuador boy Castillo, yep, is young and has potential. Obviously, Diego Leon is a similar player with the hype and the profile. Okay, we'll talk about him. We still have some Kobe Mainoo news anyway. So basically, Manchester United and Bayern Munich are set to battle it out for the signature of South American midfield sensation Ederson Castillo. Castillo came up the ranks at Liga de Quito and he has been a part of their first team setup since 2024. The 17-year-old defensive midfielder has already made 6 first-team appearances and has even had an assist to his name. He's 17. Just like ITN is saying in the chat, he's going to give us some Diego Leon vibes here. He has done wonders for the club and country and at youth level, and his performances haven't gone unnoticed. While he prefers playing in the holding role, the teenager is capable enough to play further up the pitch, and he has all the qualities to succeed at the highest level. And clubs from across Europe are keeping tabs on him. 17-year-old who recently won the Ecuadorian Under-19 tournament has been scouted by Manchester United as well as Bayern Munich. Now, 2 European giants are constantly on the lookout for young players and massive potential, and they believe Castillo is someone who can help them in the long run. While he can't switch clubs until he turns 18, United and Bayern Munich are already working hard to strike a deal for him. They are looking to strike a pre-agreement with the Ecuadorian outfit as they look to get ahead of the competition. With United and Bayern Munich both keen on the signature, we are already in for an intense transfer tussle between the 2 biggest clubs in the world. He is considered to be one of the most promising young players to have come up the ranks of La Liga de Quito, and they certainly won't want to lose him this early. But given the competition for his signature, the Ecuadorian giants will struggle to keep hold of him for long. He looks like a good player from what I'm reading, not from what I've watched, because I've not watched him at all, so I can't come and tell you for a fact that this is a good player. I can't come and tell you for a fact that this is a player that would actually do wonders for the club. He's young, he's 18, he comes and we sign him to the academy, send him on loan, then he tries to build his momentum. He tries to, if we send him on loan to the championship, he also tries to build his ability also, you know, in the English game and all of that. He just won't come on and basically just jump on the first team and all of that. But it is what it is. Still talking about the whole Kobe Manu situation. Manu picks favorite destination after 12 clubs make transfer inquiries for the out of favor Man United midfielder. Out of favor Man United midfielder Kobe Manu has picked his favorite destination after as many as 12 clubs made transfer inquiry for the young English star. Manu is desperate for an escape route from Old Trafford after failing to accumulate enough game time under Rúben Amorim this season, as the Portuguese coach prefers Bruno Fernandes in the central midfield role alongside Casemiro. I mean, who would you prefer, Kobe Manu or Bruno Fernandes? But it is what it is. Chelsea are beating Roma 3-0. Atletico Madrid are beating Bayern Munich 1-0. Barcelona are beating Benfica 3-1 in the Women's Champions League. And then Paris FC are beating Valerenga, that Man United beat 1-0. Manu picks favorite destination. According to Daily Mail, a dozen European clubs have shown interest in signing of Manu on loan in January transfer market. However, the midfielder has picked Serie A champions Napoli as preferred next destination. The England international's move to Italy is now dependent on whether the Red Devils will give the green light on to the transfer in the upcoming windows. Manu's career is not dead, but they will say this because they want to. This is according to Goal, right? Napoli, a perfect destination for Manu to revive his career. His career is not dead. Napoli, who are currently fighting to retain their Serie A crown, have seen the midfield, their midfield dismantled by a cruel run of injuries. The last blow was a high-grade lesion to Frank Anguissa's thigh, sustained on international duty, which will keep him out for the foreseeable future. The fresh setback comes on top of the long-term absence of Manchester City legend Kevin De Bruyne, who suffered a serious muscle tear in October. With Stanislav Lobotka also working on his fitness issues. Manager Antonio Conte is left with a skeleton crew in the midfield, in the middle of the park. The Italian coach is aware that relying solely on Scott McTominay and fringe players like Michael Folarunshaw is not sustainable if the club are to compete on multiple fronts, making a general reinforcement an absolute necessity. With the scarcity of quality midfielders, Menu will surely enjoy a lot of game time in Italy and will also benefit from playing under a seasoned head coach like Conte, which could also prove to be a huge learning opportunity for the youngster. If it goes to Italy on loan, I mean, I'll take it, and if it comes, so long as it comes back and play. But then we'll now be threadbare, we'll now be thin in midfield, right? But it is what it is. Then the last one we have here basically is duo to kiss managers' feet as they thrive post Manchester United. And you know who I'm talking about. Scott McTominay and Rasmus Hojlund should be kissing the feet of Antonio Conte as their careers thrive after Manchester United. That's according to Antonio Cassano. If you remember Antonio Cassano, if you ever watched Italian football, Antonio Cassano, his comments on Viva Football podcast relayed by Calcio Napoli in 1926. United are trying to make a change and they're bringing in Zirkzee. Who are they taking off? They're bringing in Zirkzee. They are taking off who? I can't hear it, so I can't say anything. But we'll see. Anyway, McTominay, Zirkzee, and what's this lady's name? Elatun. McTominay has been shining on Napoli since joining them from Manchester United last summer. So that's some pace and strength in midfield. So Nelson, Awujo, and Williams out. So that makes my star girl to be the centre forward. Then you bring in Zirkzee, Elatun, and Park. Park is the winger signed from Manchester City. So Mervyn Mallard becomes a striker. So she adds a little bit of pace in the midfield because the midfield is getting a run, right? Park is a very skillful central attacking midfielder that Man United acquired. She's very good with the ball. I think we exchanged her with one player that went to Man City as well. So Zirkzee, Elatun, and so Zirkzee and Elatun will play in midfield with Hinata. Should play in midfield with Hinata. Let's see. Yep. So Simi Awujo is not cutting it. So play midfield with Miyazawa, Hinata, and then Nelson. So they will put. They've taken off Williams, so they'll put Park on the right side of attack, or Zirkzee or Rolfo on the Park on the right side of attack. She's already pressing hard right now as we speak. I'll tell you why I brought this news up. So McTominay has been shining in Napoli since joining from Manchester United last summer with 30.5 million euros. Deal. He looked like a bargain with the Scotland star, bagging 18 goals and 8 assists in 55 games to date. He was named Serie A player, most valuable player last season, and AIC Serie A's footballer of the year, also included in AICC Serie A team of the year as well. He also found himself nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Hojlund's rise has not been quite as dramatic since joining on loan from Manchester United in the summer transfer window. But that said, he's currently been back in form with 6 goals and 2 assists already this season after managing 10 goals and 4 assists in 52 games for Manchester United last season. Antonio Conte is to be thanked for this resurgence. That's the main point of this news, and I don't know why this is news. That's what Cassano is saying, but that's by the way. I just thought to bring it to you guys, just to give you a bit of a now to wrap everything all up right now. Oh, ITN is saying, I missed this one. ITN is saying Menu just needs to continue to keep his head down and not just listen to all this BS that goes on in the media. Our midfield is weak and will and will get time to play. And what he's done already in his career, I would not let him leave. Yeah, facts. For what he's done in his career, we definitely not let him leave. Sergio Ramos also to Man United, a stroke of genius or unnecessary expensive risk. And that is an opinion piece. Manchester United reportedly working for weeks on a deal for that's a lie, man. What did you just pass? Come on. We cannot be losing the ball like that. You cleared the ball. It's not a foul. Oh, man. You give Zirkzee a yellow card for clearing the ball? It's just a follow through, man. Let's see. Oh, yeah, she missed the ball. So, yeah, she deserves it. It's a yellow card. Manchester United have been working for weeks on a deal for Sergio Ramos, with the Red Devils bidding to sign the veteran centre-back on a free transfer. Ramos will officially leave Monterrey when his contract expires at the end of December, and it's never easy to say goodbye. A stage of my career that began so much excitement in February has come to an end, that Nayo posted on his official social media account. Man United lineup spectacular Ramos move. However, it is understood that the Spaniard has no desire to retire, and the defender remains confident that he still has a lot to offer to professional football. Real Madrid have been linked to the move for the former captain amid their defensive issues, but that's not believed to be the deal. That is not believed to be the deal with the Los Blancos. That they are considering at the moment. Leon has a free kick. Ferran Torres Joyce, please save that. It's wide. Yep. Real Madrid have been linked with him. According to reports in Spain, although Man United are very attentive to rumors to Ramos's situation, with the Red Devils believed to be working for weeks on the deal. The 20-time Champions League English champions, already allegedly view Ramos as the ideal player to add to leadership and experience in defensive unit, and have struggled this season. No. Yeah, it's just make of it what you will, man. It's just news. All of that. But like I said, we bring you news you can use. We also bring you rumors that you can actually, take from and just basically make of it what you will, and all of that. If we're going to cover all the news, we're not going to leave this live stream today, but we've taken you this far. Thank you so much, ITN. Thank you so much to Ishmael, to Teddy for coming on and having your say and all of that. I wish you guys asked me more questions. ITN has been asking a lot of questions, and we've been discussing all of these things. But yeah, long may it continue. Thank you so much for all of that. There's so much, there's so much news we can go through so many, and this live stream will not be done, but it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. To those on Facebook, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. To those on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as relates to Manchester United. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Take care. Goodbye. It's been an interesting show. ITN, thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping moderate the chat as well. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye, and God bless.